Hi everyone, my name is Sipho Mbadaliga, and I'm an analyst in the real estate finance team at Standard Bank Corporate and Investment Banking. I focus on listed property clients in my team. I'm also co-founder and director of Century Investments, which is a property holding and management company. I also serve as the financial director of Youth and Property Association, otherwise known as YIPA. I hold a Bachelor of Business Science degree specializing in finance and accounting, as well as a postgraduate diploma in accounting, both from the University of Cape Town. I am also a qualified chartered accountant. My journey in the property sector started in 2019. I'd done well in matric and invested the cash awards I received for the duration of my university studies. When these investments eventually matured, I used the cash to finance my transfer and bond registration costs for my first property investment. And that's how I got my foot into the door. It was always an asset class that I was very interested in. I wanted to invest in an asset class that not only provides good returns, but also contributes to the basic needs of man. It goes without saying that shelter is even in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And in terms of how my studies influence my business, the CASA qualification has provided me with a broad range of skills that are required to run and manage a business. It provided me with a wide range of not only financial, but also management courses that are extremely essential in business. Working in real estate in my career then combines my skills provided by the CASA designation with the property fundamental skills which I obtain on a daily basis in my role, which then enables me to understand property investment in a much deeper level. And in terms of what I really enjoy about entrepreneurship is, the fact that I've managed to shape people's lives and contribute towards someone supporting their family through their employment in our business. So it's always so heartwarming seeing students that say that our accommodation, graduating and contributing towards society. These are people that use our Wi-Fi, our water, our study desks, etc., so that they can complete their studies. So for me personally, it's about the impact that we're able to make in people's lives, and that's what really brings me joy. And looking at our country and what is missing today, I think what is really missing in today's context from an entrepreneur's perspective is the concept of delayed gratification. Building a solid business takes a lot of time and sacrifice. And I think that's what is lacking, particularly when it comes to Black businesses in particular. I think what is really lacking is our ability to see the bigger picture as Black people. What I mean is that we get a few very good deals that make us quite a bit of money. And then we move to buy a new car. We need to now move into a bigger house. So I think for me, that's the reason why we're always playing small in our businesses. And obviously there are lots of exceptions to this, but a lot of the businesses that I've seen is that they seem to play small, and that's been their reality ever since they started to date. We never have enough additional capital to invest in new projects because whenever we get good returns, we use it for consumption. So I think financial literacy would be one of the key things that our students need to be equipped in order to run successful businesses. And then when it comes to my biggest fear as an entrepreneur in South Africa, I think my biggest fear is the poor service delivery that we have as a country. Load shedding, water shedding, government departments that take months to process requests, and the list goes on. And for us, that's our biggest fears and issues in our business. All these things add to the cost of us doing business and impact on our ability to deliver good service to our tenants. I mean, a lot of these property companies that you see around have to now go out and invest in generators, go out to invest in solar power due to the fact that the load shedding it's a thing that's been recurring. So it really adds to the cost of them doing business in the country. And then in terms of some of the expectations that I have as an entrepreneur in the country, in order to alleviate these fears and start tackling the current challenges, I think for me, we need very rapid changes in the way the government is doing things and the way the government is currently running the country. particularly regarding the level of corruption. And rapid because, things are starting to get out of control for our country. So, corruption is one of the key factors that has led us to where we are as a country right now in terms of load shedding, water shedding, and all these issues that we currently face. So I'd say that in terms of what needs to be done, it would be definitely rapid changes in the way government is currently running the country. In a perfect environment, the importance of property in our country, I would say that property is critical in our country because, as I've said, it provides one of the biggest basic needs of shelter. And for me, that's one of the key critical things that property provides. It's that security, it's that sense of belonging to a certain house, to a certain household. And that's from a residential perspective. And then there are also other key forms of property, such as offices, industrial, retail, and those also contribute towards the running of businesses in our country and hence job creation. Businesses in some or other way need premises to run, unless they're fully online, which is a big minority. I wouldn't say big minority, which is a minority in our country. So I would say that, it not only provides shelter, but also provides an ability for businesses to run and to operate. And, it's not by chance that SIPC requires a company to have a registered business address. So it needs some sort of bricks and mortar to operate. Even though you're fully online, you still need some sort of bricks and mortar to be able to operate. So, and then I also see myself growing in the property development and management company to a very large scale and contributing towards the growth of our country in that way. And in terms of the quote that I live by, and that is true to the context of where we are as a country today, and this is my own personal quote that I live by. I say, it says that use your obstacles as part of your success story. This has been, quote that I've used ever since the passing of my father in 2017. It's something that I wrote that just came to me. And, when I was going through a lot in my university career, after just losing my father, I needed something to push me. And that something was this quote that, just came out of nowhere. I literally said, use your obstacles as part of your success story. All these challenges that I'm going through today are going to propel me and are going to push me to tell my story. And, it's very, I think it's in context to what we're facing as a country today, because we're currently facing a lot of problems, which in this case are those obstacles: your load shedding, your water issues, your increased cost of living, but those are the obstacles that we're facing today as a country. But despite all of this, we will have a success story to tell. The people that will push through all these obstacles will definitely have something to say. They will look back 10 years from now and say, we went through the load shedding, we went through the water issues, we went through the interest rate hikes, but we're still able to build businesses that stood the test of time. So for me, it's going through that and still being able to tell your story based on your obstacles.